So I decided to get all the coriander and the dill plants, or the majority of them, out. However, they aren't accustomed or acclimatised to being outside, and we might still get some cold weather, so I got this little cloche polytunnel thing to put over the top. Let's just go inside. So you can see I've got my little corianders, they're doing really well, and the dill are at the other end. So these are just going to chill out in here. It's going to be nice and warm for them. I will have to take it off to water them now and then, because obviously they'll dry out otherwise, but it's nice to have something growing. So they're in this bed, and then I've got my broad beans coming up next to them. So it's good to have some veggies actually growing, and the broad beans are coming up really well actually. They're really old seeds, a few years old, but they've all germinated really well. And then with that polytunnel next door, it means that I can finally get this bed productive. So those first white daffs of the year are out. Now obviously they're not so upright today because it's raining and it's sort of watered them down a little bit, but they're such a pretty little flower. They're multi-headed as well, so obviously these have got 2 flowers on each stem, and they're also perfumed, and I think they're very nice, much nicer than those horrible yellow ones that I don't like. So you've got the white daffs. This is the first bunch that are completely out. Next to it you've got this beautiful euphorbia, which I think is just lovely. And then the heucheras are all coming into leaf as well. So you get the older raggedy leaves like this that are pretty inveined, but they're broken and they're big. You know, and they're a bit flat down, but then you get all this lush new foliage coming out. The ones that I took, the cuttings that I took last year in the greenhouse, they're also starting to produce this new foliage, which is rather nice. I've got another one here. The geranium here has been a bit eaten by chickens. They do like geraniums, but for now it's nice to see the first white daffs of the year appearing. Well, just to update you on the pheasant situation, so there is Eve, our first pheasant as part of our ornamental pheasantry. She's a Reeves pheasant hen. She's settled in fairly well. The first 4 nights, I was woken up by a fox trying to get into her, and because she's a pheasant, it sent her into a bit of a scatter, and she was flying around everywhere. But she seems to have dealt with it now, and she goes down this corner and sits on top of the hutch and chills out. Now, the male should have been here by now, but I have some bad news about that. Sadly, the joys of spring sent the 2 males at work into a flurry, and the dad ended up battering the son to death. He literally hammered out the son's skull. So alas, I now have a pair at work, which I'm hoping will settle down on some eggs at some point, and we have this single hen. So now I am on the hunt for a new mate for her, because I was going to rehome that boy. But it seems that Reeves, and I didn't know this before, Reeves are vicious little things. So now, hopefully, we will find an Adam for our Eve. But she's settling in really well. She's eating, she's chilled out. So that's good on the start of it. It would have just been nice if we could have had the boy by now. So some of you may remember that last year I had that incredible gift from one of you guys who bought all these trees for Brimwood Farm. So I've potted them all up, and they've been sat out here. They were sort of bare-rooted and small little babies, but they have just started to grow. So spring is on the way. So this little oak is already putting out its lovely leaves, and then beside it this is starting to bud, so soon this will burst into life as well. So I can't wait to see all these trees burst out into life and start to become glorious. The big elder, or alder, sorry, black alder, has done really well. Now this was obviously a bigger plant anyway, and it came in a pot rather than just a little root ball. But that's really looking lovely. So it's nice to see, when the trees get going you really know spring's here, so it's nice to see that these are going. But you can see I've got quite a nursery. I've got all of these trees down here, and then all of these trees. These little ones were for IKEA, they were just £1 each, but they're going to be going to the farm as well. So soon all of these trees will be nice and leaf, and we can start looking forward to getting them into their new home. Well, it is a glorious day here, and so I am potting things up. So these are my peppers and my aubergines. I've got a cucumber there and some spring onions. I'm just potting them up here. The chickens are out chasing bees and flies, and I don't know what she's got. A fly, I think. Oh look, yeah, there she goes. Oh, I think she might actually be eating a bee. Oh no, it's a wasp. Kill it. And I'm out with the dogs, and it's very nice. Let's go and see what she's doing. What have you just caught? Don't sting your mouth. Oh yeah, she's just caught a come back. She's just caught a queen wasp. Wow, look at you. Look, it's going to sting your mouth. I don't like wasps because my dad is allergic to wasp stings and goes into anaphylactic shock. That's pretty amazing. Well done, little Danver. So yeah, so today we are just chilling out, sorting the garden out, potting things up. We've got chickens on the run, we've got dogs out and about. The first of these wallflowers have opened, so it's a beautiful spring day. It is another beautiful day here at Brimwood Farm, and look, the trees are all coming into life. So this is my plum cordon. It's not the best pruned cordon in the world, but you know, it's managing. But the most exciting thing is, last year I had one bud of flowers, one lot. This year I have those, and those, and those, and those, and those. Basically, I have tons and tons and tons and tons of flowers. Now last year, none actually got pollinated, pollinated, so nothing happened, but I'm very excited to see that this cordon is actually swathed, or will be swathed in a lot of flowers. My apple is diddy, but again, look, right down here, loads of buds forming. So going to be loads of flowers. I mean, look how diddy it is. That's how small it is, and most of the growth is down here, but that's fine. That's easy access, and if I can get one apple off each set of buds, that's still 6, 7 or 8 apples off this little cordon tree. And then finally the pear. Obviously the pears are normally a little bit behind, but you can see, again, we're starting to bud. We haven't got any flowers yet, but spring has arrived. Well, a quick update on my quailies. They are enjoying their new home, but the one thing that I should have realised is that quail are too stupid to use the ramp. So, look, they have a penthouse and nobody is in it. Everybody is downstairs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the ramp out. The ramp isn't fixed in place. You can move it, so I'm going to take it out and I'm going to actually pop it across the top here. You can see here's the ramp. And there is actually a space there, so you can actually put it across. So I'm going to turn it into a double hutch, and we'll have one lot at the top and one lot at the bottom. I thought they might like this hidey hole to kind of go away in at night, but they're not really bothered. So I'll just split them into 2 groups and have some on the top and some on the bottom. Quail really don't mind being this close to each other. Even when they're in the aviary, they tended to crowd it around together. And but you know, there's 21 in here. It'd be better to have 10 on each level, I think. So if you are thinking of double hutching it, just be aware that quail are rather silly and won't understand how a ramp works.